Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With ORRETT Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, ORRETT.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Friday, the 16th day of January 2026, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. We do know that you have a nice, breezy and cool morning. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Remember the rules, to observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. And of course, if you will be operating any type of motorized vehicle that is not licensed, inspected, and insured, today is the day of reckoning, because today is the day that the enforcement of the micro-mobility law begins. Today, the 16th of January. So you can expect, I would imagine, unless some other decision has been made, and I am not aware, of that. And of course, you will hear more about it as the minister with the portfolio responsibility for this subject will be in the studio with us at 8:15 this morning. So you will hear more about that as well. So we hope and we trust that your evening was enjoyable as well. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a happy belated birthday, whichever, of course, is applicable. And to remind you that For the Record birthday shout out brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, proud to support your For the Record birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola, still a Caymanian classic. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery. And again, this morning, take this opportunity to give our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson, a big, huge shout out to him this morning as well. So, folks, firstly, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of being your host. My name is ORRETT Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp number 925-3261. So again, let's first look at those persons celebrating a birthday today, or you may have celebrated one yesterday. Of course, yesterday, For the Record, was not on the air, or maybe celebrating one over the weekend as well. And of course, For the Record will not be after today, won't be back on air before God's willing Monday morning as well. So, our For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. On For the Record, Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands, accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola. Still a Caymanian classic, still a Cayman classic. So we're going to look at the birthdays. We see that Mr. James Miles, and I would take it that that is James Miles Jamo, who is celebrating a birthday today. Also, Gisla Ebanks Brown, I hope I pronounced that right, celebrating a birthday today as well. Let's see others here. Yesterday, the 15th, Jane Ebanks celebrated a birthday, as well as Mr. Dalton Erald Watler Lyons, who also celebrated a birthday. And the day before that, Mr. Irvin Hernandez celebrated his birthday. Other upcoming birthdays in the month of January. Let's look at some of those as well. Oh, also Miss Charlotte Jackson celebrated her birthday on the 14th of January. Raymond Hyde celebrated his on the 13th of January. Upcoming birthdays for January, Mr. Burns Rankin will celebrate his on Sunday the 18th of January. My good friend, Mr. Alan Moore, will be celebrating his birthday on January the 23rd. Mr. Mark Scotland will be celebrating his birthday on January the 26th. Miss Bessie Thompson on January the 28th. Mr. Norman Josephs on Thursday, January the 29th as well. And of course, as we get closer, we will continue to give those birthday shout-outs again, brought to you courtesy of Coca-Cola. Let's take a look at the news in our local press this morning as well. And as you know, I normally look at the Compass. Try to get on Cayman News Service this morning, but the site was very extremely slow downloading on my iPad. So I couldn't wait any longer. They may want to look at upgrading their system over there. You got to keep with the times. If you want to be in the times, you have to keep up with them as well. So the Compass, several stories here. This would be the headliner, of course, would be Issues Explain the Impacts of Immigration Reform. That article written by Mr. James Whitaker, and he has interviewed a slew of immigration experts to get insight on the impacts. He has spoken to HSM partner and immigration expert, Mr. Alistair David. He also consulted Danielle Altno, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sort of looks like a little bit of French in there or something, who's a partner at Bedell Christian, as well as Immigration Minister, the Honorable Michael Miles, Chief Officer Mr. Wesley Howell, to help break down what the law might mean for readers and their families. He goes on to talk about the key changes and who's most impacted by it, who's covered by the old system, changes from the draft law, so what was in the draft law initially, and changes that came about after that draft was published and discussed. Any other headings here? Looking for them. There's one part of the article which speaks about a misconception about human rights laws. That'll be interesting. And of course, when considering legislation, the government as well as the drafters have to ensure that any legislation is consistent and upholds the principles of any law in the Cayman Islands as well, including our supreme law, which is of course our constitution. Another portion of the article, how the changes affect married couples. That's one of a huge discussion, because there are those who believe that it will help to divide families even more. I'm not going to get into the details at this point in time. The impact also the impact on spouses of Caymanians, the impact on people with children, the job hopping ban. We'll talk about that as well. ID cards for work permit holders, how the law helps Caymanians. So, very in-depth article. My suggestion here, that later on, once the law comes into effect, in addition to speaking to immigration experts who are more just mainly practitioners, the journalists may also want to talk to those persons who are charged with enforcing the law. Talk to some of the administrators at work, if they're allowed to. Talk to the director of work. More importantly, talk to some of the chairpersons of the various immigration boards as well. The Work Permit Board, the Cayman Status and Permanent Residency Board, the Business Staffing Plan Board, and to talk with them about some of the nuances that they have to contend with, as far as legislation is concerned, how thorough you have to be in terms of considering applications, because some applicants will try to use every trick in the book to get around things, as well. So before we go to the commercial break, very quickly, other articles in today's Cayman Compass. Cybercrime on the rise in Cayman. Yes. Finding that the more persons we import, the more questionable their character as well. Not to say it's just restricted to persons who come here to work or to live. We have our own, persons whose character and activities are questionable as well. We have read some right here in the Cayman Islands. Another article issue raised over code of conduct for overseas lawyers. Another one, Caymanian filmmaker to hold open casting call for upcoming feature film. And I believe that young lady was on talk today with Mr. Charles Glidden, Chalo, yesterday. Miss Pitcairn, she was on, I believe, yesterday as well. Jade Pitcairn. And there is one more article, and this one is extremely important. I know many families have been experiencing this as well. Cayman sees increase in flu cases. I'm going to share that one with you because I'm sure that there's some advice coming there from the Health Services Authority as well. So, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
While the Cayman Islands has long been a maritime abode, it was under Commissioner Alan Cardinal that the pastime of yachting or sailing would come to pass. Commissioner Cardinal started his post in the Cayman Islands on February 14, 1934. In January 1935, the first Cayman Islands Regatta was held in Georgetown, with boats participating from Cayman Brac. Commissioner Cardinal had foreseen that the islands were capable of showcasing their excellent shipbuilding and sailing talents in organized competition. As a means to attract international investors, with the assistance of one Edmund S. Parsons and Lieutenant Colonel B.P. Dobson, Commissioner Cardinal would form the Cayman Islands Yacht Club. In a sign of genius, the Yacht Club was also used to reform the local Boy Scouts, but as Sea Scouts serving in Georgetown and West Bay. By 1937, the Cayman Islands Yacht Club boasted 134 members, with 150 Boy Scouts and Cubs.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Yeah, let me tell you, no AC when I was a boy. I still remember just how good an ice-cold Coca-Cola was.
The part is, the coolest moms and dads always had Coca-Cola at our parties.
The sound when you pop the top, and the fizzle, and that, after that first sip.
Coca-Cola, from generation to generation, that ice-cold bubbly. Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cineco and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cineco motor insurance. Learn more and register at cineco.ky. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
She hear clunk and our car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have about 6 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. After that, we should have Minister J. Ebanks in the studio with us. Let me tell you from now, of course, you know Minister Ebanks' style. He likes to converse with you as well. So I'm sure that if time allows, at some point, the phone lines will be open when he is in the studio. But meanwhile, if you have any questions or comments or observations, right, please take the opportunity to send them in by WhatsApp. If there are any time constraints, then the possibility of your question or comments being aired is much greater if you send it by WhatsApp as opposed to trying to call in. Not trying to discourage anyone from calling in. I'm just trying to help you along the way in terms of if you want to get your points across, then that's the best way to do it. For example, right now, and I promised that I was going to talk about a Compass article in relation to the flu and the increase in flu cases in Cayman. But one of our listeners has taken the opportunity to write in, send a message, and I'm going to do the message as opposed to the article. I can tell you where to find the article, which is if you go on the Cayman Compass's website. So the person says, "Morning, OC. One of the scooter businesses in Cayman stated that they couldn't get commercial insurance for their business, and they also said that they didn't provide helmets for their riders. How did they get a business license? Won't they have to prove or confirm that they had insurance? Imagine if one of their customers got in an accident or was killed." I think the remit of the for the trade and business license, and I think what is it? The Department of Commerce and Industry, is it called? Something like that. They're the ones responsible for issuing a business license, but they're only issuing the license for the business, and meaning where the time frame for the license, where they operate, the premises and stuff like that. As far as requirement to have an insurance, that is not part of their remit whatsoever. Then they go on to say it seems that the various government departments really need to collaborate with each other much better. Can you please ask your guests how many people are allowed to ride on these motorized transport devices? Okay, we can ask that question as well. I remember in my day, well, if you had a bicycle with a carrier bar on it, you could carry your spouse or your girlfriend or your best friend on it. If you were riding what was in those days known as a lady's bike or a woman's bike, which didn't have that bar across there, we would carry our friends on the handlebar. They would sit either facing you or with their back to you, and you would ride with them. Of course, Mr. Royal Anderson and Mr. Cardiff Solomon and all of those others, those were the opportunities for them to stop you because you were carrying someone illegally, as well. But I would imagine you have motorcycles. If the device, the vehicle, is built to accommodate more than one person, then you are allowed to carry more than one person. For instance, if it has just one regular seat, then it's only designed to carry one person. If it's an extended seat like a motorcycle, then that it is designed to carry more than one person. And of course, your insurance, once you get your insurance, it'll say, what the capacity of that device is, whether or not it is two persons, one person, or whatever. Just like, automobiles will say, it's a 5-passenger car, 6-passenger vehicle, or whatever as well. So, folks, with that, we have reached the top of the hour. We're going to go to our 8 o'clock news, and we will be joined by the Minister of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Lands, and Infrastructure. The Honorable J. Ebanks will be in the studio. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. You might want to keep your cardigan handy. National Weather Service forecaster Carrie Forbes.
A cold front is expected to stall over the Cayman area today, bringing fresh winds and rough seas with westerly swells, along with a few isolated showers. A small craft alert is in effect. As a cold front weakens and the associated high-pressure system moves into the Atlantic Ocean during the evening, a decrease in winds and seas is expected.
And you should plan on that gloomy weather continuing through the weekend. Make sure to keep it locked to Radio Cayman after the 8 a.m. news, where we'll bring you the full weather update. Cayman's economy saw a reported boost in the first half of 2025. According to the Economics and Statistics Office's semi-annual economic report, gross domestic product grew by 2.7% in the first 6 months. The ESO report suggests economic activity was supported by, quote, moderate growth across several service-oriented social sectors. Health and social services led the increase with an estimated 5.6% rise, reflecting, quote, sustained demand for medical and social care. Other sectors with strong growth included government services at 4%, wholesale and retail trade at 3.6%, real estate grew 3.4%, and electricity and water supply bumped up 2.8%, all pointing to, quote, healthy consumer demand consistent with higher population levels. The report says central government recorded an overall surplus of just under $165 million in the first 6 months of 2025, and outstanding debt fell to $3.81 million. The full report is online at eso.ky. Government publishes the Personnel Amendment Regulations, which cover how the civil service disciplines public servants. The updated regs were previously announced in Parliament and reiterated right here on Radio Cayman by Deputy Governor, the Honorable Franz Manderson.
The feedback that we did get from a lot of our leaders and managers was that our disciplinary regulations that existed and has been around for 15, 20 years, needed to be updated and needed to reflect more of today's world.
The regulations posted on gov.ky include updates for the transfer of staff and fixed-term employment agreements, as well as procedures for disciplining or dismissing staff, how to address misconduct, inadequate performance, and suspending and dismissing staff for, quote, gross misconduct involving criminal activity outside of the workplace. And the first of 3 flamenco events wowed a crowd at the Georgetown Public Library Thursday night. Homegrown talent Nathan Herrera, along with William Murray on guitar and Luis Eden on percussion, played original pieces alongside some selected traditional flamenco songs. And if you missed Thursday night's performance, no stress. International guitarist Caro is hitting the stage tomorrow night. Here's K-Musica's Marius Gaina.
Over 13 years of formal training at leading conservatories, she has also immersed herself in gypsy flamenco traditions in Spain. In 2025, Caro won first prize at a major competition in Sevilla, earning a prestigious scholarship to continue her studies from September 2026.
Tickets are $25 at the door. You can grab them online at eventbrite.com. Not enough flamenco for you? Well, as part of this year's K-Fest, Miguel Vargas's Flamenco Dance Theater is returning to the Harkle Theater on February 14th. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Linda Hardy. China and Canada have announced a landmark trade deal which follows years of strained relations. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said the world had changed dramatically. He described China as a realistic trading partner and more predictable than Washington. President Xi Jinping hailed the deal and stressed that both sides should respect each other's sovereignty and integrity. The government of Myanmar has begun its defence against charges of genocide at the UN's highest court. The case is being brought by the Gambia, which has accused the government of atrocities against the Rohingya people during a military operation in Rakhine State in 2017. A South Korean court has jailed the former president Yoon Suk-yeol for 5 years for obstructing justice and abusing power. It was the first of several cases over his imposition of martial law. The court said he'd plunged South Korea into political crisis. And that's the latest BBC News from the World Service.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
On Monday, 26th of January at 8:30 a.m., the 2026 National Heroes Day Award ceremony will take place in our historic Hero Square. This year, we honor the nation builders whose vision and dedication have shaped Cayman's physical landscape under the theme, Honoring a Nation Built, the Power of Physical Infrastructure. Wear your ceremonial best and stand with us in Hero Square on Monday, 26th of January at 8:30 a.m.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 77 degrees, cool out there. Relative humidity is 73%. The barometric pressure, 29.99 inches and rising. The wind is north-northeast at 14 knots. Overnight low temperature was 74 degrees. Synopsis indicate a cold front is expected to stall over the Cayman area today, bringing fresh winds and rough seas and westerly swells, along with a few isolated showers. A small craft alert is in effect. As the cold front weakens and the associated high-pressure system moves into the Atlantic Ocean during the evening, a decrease in winds and seas is expected by tomorrow morning. Satellite imagery show numerous layered clouds across the northwest Caribbean with isolated embedded convection. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 40% chance of showers in the morning, and temperatures will rise near the low to mid-80s. Your winds will be north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gust, seas rough with wave heights of 6 to 8 feet. Swells are expected along the northern and western coast. Small craft alert is in effect for today and tonight. The forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures falling near the low 70s tonight. Your winds will be north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be rough with wave heights of 6 to 8 feet as well, and swells are expected along the northern and western coast for tonight. Today's high tide will be this morning at 9:15, low tide this afternoon at 10 minutes past 3, and a high tide again tonight at 5 minutes after 8. The sun will set this evening at 7 minutes past 6 and will rise tomorrow morning at 3 minutes after 7. And the outlook is calling for scattered to numerous showers over the weekend as a series of troughs affect the western Caribbean. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Top of the morning to you. Let's check in with traffic, see what's slowing, what's flowing. I can see a cruise ship in the spots area, so that might add to some delay coming from the east. As we look on Shamrock Road, further down, a little steady traffic, as well as on the Linford-Pearson Highway. Slow-moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. Expect some delays. And coming off of the Linford-Pearson Highway and Agnes Way, and, of course, on Bobby Thompson Way as well. As we look to downtown Georgetown, flowing nicely on Edward Street and into Georgetown on Shedmore, looking pretty good as well. On North Sound Road, traffic is steady in both directions, and steady traffic coming off of the Esterly Tibbetts Highway. Slight delays expected. And traffic flowing pretty good on Owen Roberts Drive, as well as coming from the West Bay 4-way stop. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing moderately in both directions. And on the West Bay Road and Father Ritz, traffic is flowing moderately as well. That's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Radio K-Man's Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, SIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
Cayman Airways. Call them at 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
And Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. As promised, it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me now none other than the Honorable J. Ebanks, Minister with Constitutional Responsibility for the portfolio of planning, housing, agriculture, lands, and infrastructure. The Minister, good morning, sir. Welcome back to For the Record. Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year to you, to OC. First off, OC, let me thank everybody because, and thank God for giving us another year to be able to come here and be able to serve the people of the Cayman Islands. I want to say good morning to the Cayman Islands, my people in Cayman Brac, Little Cayman. Happy New Year to you all, and a special Happy New Year to my people in North Side. We're here today, OC. I'm happy to be in the studio with you. I'm always happy to come in here and interact with our guests and to talk about exciting things that the government and the departments under my ministry is continuing doing. We're pushing forward in our first quarter this year and then moving forward on.
Okay, so before we went to our 8 o'clock news, I told the listeners and viewers that, of course, when you're in the studio, you like to take calls and everything, but I also asked them to send in their questions, comments, or observations via WhatsApp as well, because in the event that they're unable to get on the air, then at least I can share their comments with you, as well. Do you want to give a summary of what has taken place, or do we want to go right into the heart of the matter, since today's the 16th of January and we have that legislation that's coming into effect?
OC, I'm happy to start at any direction you want to start at, and I'm happy to open the mics up at any time you feel fit to open the mics up.
Okay, sounds good.
So we can open them up now and then continue to have our chats, or I'll leave it to you.
Well, okay, let's start here then. On Monday, I had one of our listeners talk about the situation with land. And if I can paraphrase some of it, they talk about, they say, I'm writing this morning to request an update on the government's farm land project in East End. After waiting many long years for this to materialize, and they go on to speak about previous ministers and everything, and then they say that current Minister J. Ebanks, in his first term as minister, promised it would be forthcoming in a matter of months. They say that did not happen, but we know it has happened now. But finally they go on to say that, but finally last year, in his second term, something seemed to get going. My farming family were promised a call from Mr. Hans since August last year. Nothing, zero, zilch. I would like to know what is the real criteria to be eligible. We are livestock and crop farmers, duly licensed by the Department of Agriculture. We abide by the rules. We do not believe in trying to unduly influence decisions by bribes or otherwise, I wonder if the practice of being victimized and blacklisted by speaking out about injustices still exists here in the Cayman Islands, ? I heard so much about this previously but had not seen proof. I believe that it is changing as this starvation of benefits only began after we shone light on questionable practices at the abattoir. We lodged a formal complaint against what we were sure was happening, and we had the supporting evidence. Anyway, food security is even more urgent now, and the minister, his staff, and the director of the Department of Agriculture and his staff need to get over. I'm going to leave that out again. I'm trying to be as positive as possible. Need to try to assist farmers that are genuinely serious about it. Now, I took the advantage after the show was over to contact Mr. Hack, and he explained the whole procedure to me, and his talked about the first 25 that had been approved, and those that were unsuccessful had also been contacted, and what will take place, from there when the next tranche comes about. Minister, over to you.
Thank you, OC, and thank whoever that was that sent that message to you. I just want to make it very clear that there's no way of anybody be able to pick somebody directly and utilizing them and for their to be able to get to the farmland. When you apply for the farmland, it goes to a committee board. That committee goes through the system, and they have a point system of how the questions are asked. That committee does not even see the name of that application of that person, so they don't know who that person is when they're scoring it. It is only after that all the scoring is done that they know directly who the name is that was of the person. So when the person talking said that they talked to somebody at the agriculture and they were going to look out for them, that can't happen. So I don't care who you talk to, that can't happen.
Okay.
So to make it very fair across the board, that's the reason why we put it this way, is that all applications went in without a name on it, and you scored it based on the scorecard itself. Those first 25 that was selected very fairly. Everybody else that was on the list did not just drop off the list. What we said is that you will remain there on the list. As soon as we have lots available again, we will select the next 10 and put them back into the pool to be able to give them another lot for farming. So it was not exactly what that caller was saying that they wrote to Mr. Hines, and Mr. Hines mentioned that he would look out for them or anything like that.
No, they didn't mention that in this. Sorry.
They did mention one of the agriculture members named Mr. Hines or something in there.
Mr. Hans.
Yeah, that was Hines.
They would be contacted by him.
So
when I called him, I think he's part of the agriculture department and is in.
Oh, okay. So
yes,
they would have been just notified of who that they have been selected, and their lot is lot A, B, or whatever, A1, whatever it is. But otherwise, on that, the system is very fair. There's been complaints that about. I'm just going back now. I think I realize who the writer is. Yes, those complaints have been sent over to the director, and I know that we appointed a new director down there, Mr. Wilbur Welcome, and I can tell you, agriculture has been in the right way, moving forward. I have every farmer that I have met are satisfied with the way that the director is running the agriculture department. I hardly ever get much. Very rare I get a complaint from one agriculture. And I mean, I really want to give the director a shout out, Mr. Wilbur Welcome, because I'm telling you, I rarely get a complaint about agriculture anymore.
Yeah. And what is also commendable is the bird flu incident there, how that was really handled and successfully,
It was handled perfectly. He was on top of it 24/7. And I can tell you, if he tried to call me, he couldn't get me. He was WhatsApping me. And he would tell me if it was an urgent, then he needed to talk to me right away. I mean, he kept me up to date on every single thing that was going on, where I could actually, and messages that I could actually relate to the government to make them know what was going on. So even when I was off island, that Mr. Nicholas da Costa was acting for me, I was still aware of every single thing that was happening on the ground here.
He's an extremely thorough person.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have nothing but great things to say about him, and I think agriculture will be moving in the right direction as long as we can continue to push the things that we need.
Okay.
And I know food security is at the top of his list as we meet also.
Okay. We do have a caller is it on WhatsApp? WhatsApp caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. OC, and good morning, Minister J.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I hope, Mr. J, that you enjoyed your Christmas holiday and you had enough turtle meat and rice and beans. Mr. J, you know my voice. I'm not going to call my name, but I got some issues. You're in charge of roads as well, Mr. Ebanks. I was a traffic officer. In the good times when it was a police force, not a police service.
Yes, sir.
And I am noticing
we may need to go back to that name one of these days too.
Yep, and I'm gonna say this to you, and let me say how to fix it. You right now is the only God here in Cayman. You got what you say? Go. That's what you minister. Mr. J, I'm looking these little two-wheel things. They're riding on the sidewalk. They're so fast now, they're driving, they're pushing their foot and pulling the wheel right in front of cars. And if they are on the road, sir, they need to be licensed and insured. That is my idea. And I only went to school half a day, and when I went, they were closed. But these are very dangerous. And I've seen a lot of them, even on the sidewalk, where people have to walk. They're riding, the people coming from the other countries. I don't know. I really not see neither Caymanian riding one of them yet. With the little, you just got to push them, the little small wheel, one in the front, one in the back. They can just be stand up enough with the size of their foot. They are very dangerous, sir. You're in charge of the road, and they need to be insured. And I don't know who's going to insure them. But they can also get people, elderly people, in accidents to avoid them and stuff, sir. So I'm asking you, sir, to look into that. And it's more increase every day on the road.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you, sir.
I could tell you.
Thank you very much, caller.
We were looking into that, and my last meeting yesterday afternoon with the Minister of Finance was actually working on something for you too, sir.
Appreciate it very much. God bless you. But I need you, sir, to deal with this road issue, sir.
Okay.
And another thing, sir, I don't know, maybe that's not in your area, but I know police can be everywhere and stuff, but I'm seeing the people overtaking on the left-hand side. A few days ago, I had a little drive. Somebody took me in town, and I nearly went crazy. I had to say, get me back. Get me back in the country, because it too much. overtaken, sir, on the left-hand side. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One of our listeners has written in asking, they say, would you please ask the Honourable Minister who owns the park in South Sound known as the Dart Family Park? There is some confusion if it's government or actually owned by the Dart family. Also, who is responsible for maintaining and upkeeping that park? Reason is that the park is in poor condition. The driving area is poorly kept, and large potholes and flooding, and the park grounds have so many roots exposed that walking is a hazard and not in a condition for anyone with disabilities, and it's not really a condition for wheelchair users. And then they go on to say, also please ask if there are any updates that can be given on the Barkers National Park and whether government can acquire the land or for government to rezone it in the area from hotel and development to hyper environmentally sensitive in Barkers that would not allow any developer of hotels or housing that would change the area beyond it. Person says that they have tried calling the park department, but no one answers their calls. This person got a lot to this. Also say here that also Bosun Bay Cemetery has been having all of the local sands extracted from grave digging being removed from the site completely instead of being used to replenish the beach in front of the cemetery and upgraded as a nice park area for those grieving or visiting the cemetery to remember their loved ones. Park management needs some refreshing of parks. They are not being run with park mentality. So we got the Dart Park in South Sound, we have the Barkers Park, and we have the Bosun Bay Cemetery.
Yeah, thank you, Bosi. I would assume that the park in South Sound does belong to Crown.
Right. It used to be called English Town before, where the government houses were that the UK civil servants, like the Chief Justice, the Chief of Police, all stayed in those houses.
So I do know the park needs an uplift, and the Deputy Premier had actually taken that under him, and he was actually looking at from a beautification aspect of it, because I met out there with him, and they told him they were going to come up with a new uplift, a new design of how we could actually enhance the park. Now, I know at one point in time he had actually sent some people out there to go and clean up the park, take out some of the old stumps and the stumps and stuff that were there, and trying to clean it up. So, but what I will do is I'll get back to him just to find out we can get an update on where it's at with the new design of it, and the changes that he was going to make there, and see how we can do to make it a lot better. When it comes to parks, OC, we are going through a transition right now, and I do understand the member when they talk about our upkeep of our parks. But one of the problems that we have with the upkeep of our parks is every year we build another park, we continue to enhance some of the parks, but we do not enhance the bodies to take care of the park. So we still have the same number of people that manages the parks from the get-go, and we have implemented so many more parks on top of them. So last year, I took a cabinet paper to the government asking them to do some revamping of parks. So what we're looking at now is to do a transition of taking recreation in parks away from public works itself and actually putting them with PLC, with the lands team, because PLC is the one that is actually responsible for parks.
Oh, okay.
So they were the ones that was responsible for parks, but they never maintained the parks. So now what we're doing is transitioning the crew from Public Works to PLC. And PLC will have that responsibility there now to be able to maintain the parks. And what we're going to be asking to is we're going to need some extra funding to be able to hire more staff to be able to help keep the parks at what we want them. Now there's some key parks that are going to need some dedicated people on the park all the time, like 7 Mile Beach for one. 7 Mile Beach is a park that we're going to be looking that we have at least maybe 3 groundsmen, maybe 4, I don't know. PLC is doing the research on that. But also adding a section of enforcement arm to the parks also, especially those parks like 7 Mile Beach. We want to be able to have people there that can enforce the powers on the park to make sure that when people go there, they're happy, the park is cleaned, and they feel the comfort that, that nobody's harassing them in any way, and there's always somebody be able to look after what's happening there, because we want to be able to protect it from a tourism aspect also, but make sure that when our people are there, that they know that they feel comfortable that this is the Cayman Park and this is how they're okay with carrying their kids to enjoy the beach. So there's some major changes that are going to be happening to all of our parks within this first quarter here. And you're going to see a lot more staff, and we're going to enhance the beauty of them, and we're going to be able to make sure that all of our parks, and there's definitely one like the South Sound Park too, we get a lot of foot traffic through there. So that is another one that we'll have to look at, where we have a dedicated person on that site, be able to keep that cleaned up as best as we wanted to keep it clean. Because people complain a lot about, we need to keep our park clean, we need to keep our park. And a lot of our parks are clean first thing in the morning. But by 10 o'clock, when somebody crosses 11 o'clock, they see this or see that happening, they didn't realize that park was actually just cleaned 7 o'clock, and some of them get cleaned twice a day.
Yeah, and some of the responsibilities should be on the park users as well to ensure that they observe the rules.
Absolutely, some of it is on top of us as the people to make sure that when we go to the park, we leave it better than when we found it.
Yep.
So we pick up our trash, put it back into the garbage bins, and if we see something, pick it up, clean it up. It is our property.
Yep.
The government has invested your money to beautify it so that families can utilize the park. We have to play our role also. And a section of the parks that we're going to do is, and when we spoke about cemeteries just now, what I'm going to be doing is, DH is the department that is responsible for cemeteries. But then recreation and parks is the one that's maintaining and cleaning the parks.
Okay.
So we're cleaning up all of these two-hand approaches. We will be giving cemeteries over to DH for them to maintain the whole entire park, the cemeteries from now on. So we don't have a cross ministry, we don't have a cross department. So this department can't blame this department or nothing no more. Absolutely.
Yes.
We're just making common sense of all of this now, that's all.
Okay. Folks, just to remind you, the voice that you're hearing there is none other than the Honorable J. Ebanks, Minister responsible for planning, housing, agriculture, lands, and infrastructure. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Before I go back to Minister J, we have been asked to send birthday greetings to Raya Dilbert, who is 13 years old today. Greetings are coming from all of her family. We all love you. That is, again, Miss Rhea Dilbert, 13 years old today as well. Okay, I have another question. Here we go. Yes, this one now. Just going to shift the topic a little bit. This person says, please ask Minister J for an update on the transportation strategy for the islands and also the consultancy done by Deloitte and the recommendations made about public transportation. This was done during the PACT government in 2022. When will this work see the light of day? Also, with the crackdown on motorized bicycles that seem to be uninsurable, that not sure that that's correct. Has the government thought about how the hundreds, or maybe they are correct about whether or not they're insurable? They may not be licensable if they don't adhere to all of it. It says, has the government thought about how the hundreds of low-paid construction and hospitality sector workers will get to and from work, especially with the absence of reliable and sufficient public busing? We need a plan, not more expensive roads.
Thank you, OC. What I can say is that yes, we are rolling forward with that plan, and that plan actually takes legislation work that needs to be put into place. Also, OC, let us just go back to this e-bike because it came up with the first caller also, right? And now again, this isn't new legislation. This has been an act from 2018.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is just now that it is starting to become a plague and people are talking about it. And now the police are saying they are going to enforce it. This is what it is. Now, I'm not going to speak too much in depth with it because I think the commissioner will be being out today or putting out something about it, right?
Press release?
Something will be, he said that he's going to mention something today about these e-bikes.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to do to make sure is that, OC, that everybody knows that your e-bike will have to be insured and then licensed. We have met with the insurance companies. All of the insurance companies has agreed that they would, well, I would say pretty much almost all of them have agreed that they will insure the bikes. So there should be no reason why you can't get them insured.
Mm-hmm.
And we are ready to license the bikes. The license department has somebody there that can inspect the bikes. We have the registration forms ready to go to be able to register, because there's one point that someone was saying that they went and there wasn't a registration form to register it, and then they went this way, and there was somebody that told them that they don't know anything about them yet or anything. There's mixed messages all over the place. What I can say is the license department is ready to do their job. The insurance companies are ready to do their job. I leave the enforcement side of it to the enforcement arms and for the police, for them to do their side. Commissioner will be speaking about it a little bit more. But everybody keeps thinking that this was a new legislation that was just put into place. This has been in place from 2018. So it's been there. It is just that we're seeing more and more of these bikes popping up. And I would tell you, if the bikes were upping, basically using the road traffic laws the right way, and not riding on sidewalks, not riding the opposite way, riding with a helmet, we probably wouldn't be having too much problems with it. But we see people zigzagging through traffic, going up and down on the sidewalks. And I've personally seen them on 7 Mile Beach sidewalk. While people are walking on the sidewalk, they're riding on the sidewalk also. So these concerns have come, and it is for the enforcement arm to remember that safety is their number one. So they need to protect the people, and they need to protect the people that are actually riding the bicycles also.
Yes.
So I applaud the commissioner for doing his job, and it is his job to make sure that, number one, the safety of the people are there. And yes, he needs to. He's going to be enforcing them. So we're not taking them away from any industry or anybody. You can still get it. You just need to have a license. At one time, I remember when I was growing up, I had my bicycle license.
Yep.
So, what was the difference then? I'm pretty sure anywhere else you go in the world, you have to have it. What's going to happen if we do not insure these bikes and someone knocks them down or someone gets in an accident with it, then what are we going to be saying then?
Or if they hurt someone, as well.
If they knock down someone on a sidewalk or something,
and they're not
also
insured, then you have to take civil action against them.
What's going to happen then?
Like that. Yeah.
So that rider needs to be very fair in their comments, what they're saying, right? It's like a two-edged sword that they're playing there, and and that picks a bone with me, because it's like, it's almost what the old people would say: if down if you do, down if you don't, kind of a way with what they said there just now. And it is the right thing to do, and we need to continue doing the right thing. I can't just break the law because you're a contractor worker, or we should say, because construction workers should be able to ride free, and to say that the bus service isn't there. The bus service is there. I know we shouldn't be building more roads. Sometimes we have to build more roads to get where the population is growing. Yep. We're in tight now. OC, we are looking to improve the bus service. We have just put a new chairman down at
public
transport. There's a lot of legislation work that we're doing to revamp it. We've actually have the taxi app ready also, which we're running with the taxis. And then now what we're doing is we're bringing that app into the bus service. We're going to be putting GPSs into the bus services coming up too, so that we can enhance and make sure. But the one thing that we're going to be doing too is we're going to be tweaking the law in the enforcement side of buses also, and the behavior of our bus drivers.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I hear a lot when bus drivers someday, and let me be very absolutely clear. I've seen a lot of bus drivers asking about raising the fare on buses right now, on the routes. They want to do that. I'm telling them right now, when we start to have proper bus service, when we're doing our full routes, when we're not misbehaving and doing the things that they're doing, and we're running the system right, we will be looking at that. But all that the raising the fares will not come before all the rest of the legislation. It will all come together, and then we will look at that. Because I want to make sure that, number one, that the bus service is actually running all the way to Rum Point. I got out of my car, into my car this morning. A bus crossed my house. And I can tell you, before my car could warm up, that bus was already coming back. So I know it didn't go to Rum Point. I know it didn't go to Rum Point. It was already passing me going the other direction. You know, he may say, well, there's probably nobody down that way that time of morning. But he doesn't know either.
Right.
It could have been one person that's waiting down there.
Yeah.
But the problem that we're having is a lot of those people realize that the buses don't go that far when they should be going. So they're catching cars, trying to catch up to where one of the bus stops where they know that a bus will come. So the behavior of the bus operators need to be fixed. And the only how we've asked them several times, we've tried to police it by putting people, enforcement officers, in the key locations to make sure buses are doing it. We should not have to be babysitting buses. So you know what? Now we're taking the next step where we're going to enforce the system and be a ticketable offense now for you for not doing your routes.
Okay.
And now we will be holding them more accountable. And the GPS system will prove that you have done your physical route.
Okay, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we return, we have a question about what are the plans for local chickens as well. And I believe we do have two callers as well. Let's go to a commercial break. When we return, we will take the callers. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Hey, new drivers. Don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
For the record, with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we have Minister J. Ebanks in the studio with us. We have two callers on hold, lots of WhatsApp messages as well. So we're going to ask each individual to please be as brief as possible because we want to cover as many questions and queries that our listeners may have. Let's go to the first caller. That's going to be landline or WhatsApp. Landline caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning. Could Minister J say which minister is responsible for cemeteries, please, private and public?
Well, right now, Public Works, Recreation and Parks, that falls under me, is responsible for all the government cemeteries.
Well, I know in the old Prospect Cemetery, it was a slab that was underground there forever. I'm not sure if it's still there. It happened after Hurricane Ivan, I believe. And then I think it might be some place where at a private cemetery and maybe Prospect that there are vaults that are not covered. And I think it's very dangerous. Cat or a dog or a chicken, whatever, could fall down it as well as a child. So they need to be inspected regularly, I would think, because I don't understand why they would build walls and leave them so locked without covering them, even with a sheet of plywood over it.
Yeah, so you see now, here's a section where that's why I tell you, that would be in the DH side of things now. So that's why I'm separating cemeteries all together and saying that from going forward now, DH will be responsible for everything that happens to all the cemeteries, maintaining them, because this is like a double-edged sword again, where DH has their responsibility and Recreation and Parks has theirs. So from now on, we'll know which ministry, which department is responsible for everything when it comes to cemeteries. But I'll make a note of it, Mom, and I'll actually have ask somebody from Parks if they can just go out and take a look at it and see what's going on. If we can get somebody from DH to get out there to see if we can if we have to make a new lid to put on it or what happened to the lid, and we'll take care of it.
Not even made it yet.
Oh, they haven't made it yet. Okay.
Don't look so. If they did, it should be there, and I don't see anything there.
Well, I agree
And
with you
another
that
thing
they should at least put a piece of plywood over it.
At a private cemetery, a lot of times when they dig these graves, they just leave them all piled up down to the end, and the dust is blowing on other graves, mess them up. And when they dig these graves, they either need to take the dirt away, or if they're going to leave it in the cemetery, they need to smooth it down.
I agree with
That
you.
needs to be taken care of, because it's something at one particular cemetery, it was left there for years, and I was sick of speaking about it.
I agree. Do you know what, when you said there was one cemetery that has, can you tell me which one that is, that the dirt has been left there? Because I could send someone there to be able to spread that out or something also.
There are a number of collections.
Private cemetery.
Private, that's a private cemetery. Okay.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay, so what we need to do is look at the legislation of how private cemeteries are to be kept.
Okay, thank you.
What it is, you build a private home, planning is responsible for everything. You can't follow anything out by a quarter inch or whatever, and the cemetery should be monitored the same way.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Let's go to the WhatsApp caller now. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
See, I'm not going to be as regular as call on Wednesday and now today, but don't worry, I'll ease you up.
Okay.
Good morning, Minister.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Two things. I want to help you enlighten the public about this traffic act. They're complaining about implementing provisions for these little scooters and whatnot. Now, I was there like 20 years. And before I went there, the law stipulated that anything motorized falls under the traffic law, which required license, insurance, and whatnot. So this is nothing new. In 2018, you guys enhanced it by listing the different categories of motorized transport.
Correct.
So there's nothing new. As a matter of fact, when I went there in 2000, they had horse-drawn carriage in it too. So people need to stop complaining, okay? Because what they need to do is travel somewhere in the world, like Philippines, India, Africa, Mexico, much closer, and see what they complain about traffic congestion now. Let there be a proliferation of these little motorbikes and that can hardly get out of their way. And then we will see what traffic jam really is all about. That's what we will see. Anyway, the other thing is, Mr. Minister, is the depot, the public transport depot in Savannah across from the gas station, operational now?
It should be very, very shortly, sir. They were. I know.
Well,
I know they
why.
got. They have one. I think they have one. Of the thing for the people to wait on there, but they were waiting on to get some more, and they were supposed to move one of them from across the road, the little shelters for them to sit down under, in the middle of the location.
Okay, well, Minister, I come out there every morning. Some buses are using it properly, and others are still stopping in the entrance and exit of that gas station. They're going to cause a problem there.
Yes, sir.
And you cannot say anything to these drivers because they have imported the same dirty habits that they practice in Jamaica. I pray to God that I don't get hurt and none of mine get hurt. Minister, please look into it. Somebody's going to get hurt right there. They're not using it properly and they have no respect for anything. Okay?
Well, I will, Mr. Arden, I will make sure, because we were supposed to put some signs up there. Every bus operator has been told that they should not pick up anybody that is waiting on the opposite side of that road there. Users need to utilize the new depot that is in the middle, whether you are going east or west. That is the location. I'm going to try to get some new signs made to put on some of these buses that people can report their driving behavior. And that's why I also said we want to put GPSs in them. But we're going to have to rely on also on the public to be able to send pictures in. If you see it happening, send it to us so that we can get there, so that we can have the enforcement enforce it more and more. I know for the first couple of weeks we may have to put an enforcement officer at that location just so that he can monitor it to make sure. But again, we realized what the problem was. We came up with a solution for the area. And again, those drivers should cross those people that are sitting there or standing up there and telling them, or pull into the park and tell them that they need to come over there to be loaded, because it was the whole transitioning of the changing is when that bus stops on that one road there, that holds up that traffic flow all the way down. And because of how the road got narrow with us having to put the entrance into the post office, we had to go down from 2 lanes to 1 lane right there. If the bus stops there, it is a gridlock. There's no way for it to pass. And not only, it is very serious because they stop right where the crosswalk is. And if someone is in a rage and wants to go around them and don't realize whether someone's walking on the crosswalk or being picked up, it becomes a problem, which brings me to my other thing, is that we're going to be enhancing our crosswalks to allow people to be able to see visually when somebody is actually on a crosswalk. Because if a bus stops, half the time you can't see until that person is right in front of the next lane that somebody is crossing there.
Minister, I applaud your efforts, sir. But listen to me. It's one of two things. You put up signs there already, sir.
Well,
it says no stopping, no bus loading or unloading. It is either they're ignoring it or the bus drivers can't read.
Well, I can tell.
It's a fact.
Well,
it's a fact, sir.
Well, one thing I can tell you, sir, is that I know we were going to look at having to put cameras in that area location, right, to be able to make sure it's monitored properly. So one of the things that we probably will do is we'll put a camera that can monitor the area, and then we'll be able to track these buses. And I tell you, some of these bus operators just need to lose their license because they know better. And as you said, there's a large sign there, and either he can't read or understand, but there's no reason why they should be stopping and picking up people there.
Okay, Mr. McLean, thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have to go to our 9 o'clock news, folks. Please stay tuned. We do have a caller on hold. I'm going to want to balance the WhatsApp messages with the callers as well, but we will cover everyone. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Thursday saw a, quote, important security development at the official opening of the renovated Northside Police Station, where the governor was joined by the Commissioner of Police and other top officials. The governor says the upgrades will bolster community outreach, local surveillance, and response. In international news, Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney have announced lower tariffs, signaling a reset in their country's relationship after a key meeting in Beijing. China is expected to lower levies on Canadian canola oil from 85% to 15% by March 1st, while Ottawa has agreed to tax Chinese electric vehicles at the most favored national rate, about 6.1%. The deal is a breakthrough after years of strained ties and tit-for-tat levies. Xi hailed the, quote, turnaround in their relationship, but is also a win for Carney, the first Canadian leader to visit China in nearly a decade. He's been trying to diversify Canadian trade away from the United States, his country's biggest trading partner, following the uncertainty caused by Trump's on-again, off-again tariffs. According to news reports, the first woman to publicly accuse high-profile twins Orrin and Alan Alexander of sexual assault was found dead in Australia late last year. Kate Whiteman sued the men in March 2024, alleging they sexually assaulted her in the state of New York in 2012. Months later, they were arrested alongside their older brother and charged with sex trafficking offenses. An investigation into the death of the 45-year-old woman by the New South Wales coroner office has now concluded, finding her death was, quote, not suspicious. The Alexander brothers, who deny wrongdoing and have pleaded not guilty to the criminal charges, will face trial at the end of this month. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or belly fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
With ORRETT Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with us, Minister J. Ebanks. Lots of WhatsApp messages, lots of callers as well. This WhatsApp message says, Mr. Ebanks, can I ask you to please have a speed bump replaced on the west end of Finch Drive, West Bay? Some work was done on this portion of the road last year, but the speed bump was not replaced. There is speeding and overtaking of vehicles. Also, is there anything further you can do to help eliminate this reckless driving? Let's not wait until a serious accident happens. Thank you for all that you do.
I think Finch Drive is in West Bay, right?
Yes.
East Drive. Okay.
Off Birch Tree Hill.
No problem, sir. I'll send an out text now. You can consider that done. That's an easy one to get done.
Okay, let's grab our caller, Miss Susan, landline. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning to you, OC. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, and a happy New Year to you.
Yeah, and to you too and your
Thank you.
family again.
Thank you.
And to Jay, how are you?
Good morning, sir. I am doing very well.
That's good. Jay, I need to discuss something with you, but I don't want to do it on air. So if you could give me a call whenever it's convenient to you, I'd really appreciate it.
Okay, may I ask who the caller is? Oh.
My name is.
Yes, I know. I recognize the voice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, I did see a missed call from you when I was off at a conference just a week ago.
All right. Could you give me a call whenever it's convenient to you?
Absolutely. I'll call you soon when I'm off the radio, sir.
Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you. You too, sir.
Okay. Any more calls on hold, Miss Susan? This person has written and said, let me see, is it today? Here we go. Can the minister provide an update on planning and Cayman building code and amendments that are being considered, whether or not there are any consideration being given to on planning and the building code?
So, OC, as everybody would be aware, just last year, around November time, we finally got a new version of our 2021 revision Cayman Islands building codes. It is the first time now that the Cayman Islands has had its own building code. We usually fall under the Miami-Dade codes. It took about, I would say, close to 3 years in the making. But what we did is we followed the 21 revision of the Miami-Dade codes. The Code Council have taken our revisions of what we have in our codes here too, added it to that, and created the first Cayman Islands building codes where if someone wants to build to the Cayman Islands code now, they can actually build to it. It is a beefy book with just about everything in there. But the good thing is that it's also electronic also.
Okay.
So that's the good thing about it. So there's a link on the planning website where you can click to, and it sends you to the Code Council website where you can get everything that's on there. So the codes will come in effect, and the first, I think probably much, we were giving I would venture to say the first quarter of this year. And then we're going to start to take more enforcement of them there. So that's rolling really good.
Okay.
Again, there's some transitioning of the planning department too that we're hoping and looking forward to be able to do this year too, where we are trying to encourage and get the industry to take more responsibility of itself, where we're going to be able to start to do more third-party inspections to take the load that's off of our BCU and our department itself. Because it's either two things we have to do. Is if we don't encourage the third party, is we either have to beef up the bodies in the department, because
as far as inspectors
and plan reviewers. So what we did is we took the approach and said, okay, we will start to make sure that third-party inspectors are insured and take the same way that engineers go through, that they certify when they certify a building itself. And that should take a whole, I would say, a big load of weight off of the planning department.
Will that mean any additional cost then to the applicant if a third party is involved?
So, what it will be it's an option.
Okay.
And I just want to make it clear too, right? Is because some people think that once if we go to third party inspectors now, that the price is going to go up. We're going to make the industry fluctuate, and then now they're going to demand what they want for inspections and everything else. I've taken that all into consideration. I'm not wanting to put, and let me make this absolutely clear. There's nobody in planning that we're going to be putting out of a job, right? What we will be trying to do is retool everybody and make sure that they're still fit within. What we're trying to get have planning to do is to become more like the regulatory body, like a SEMA for the industry itself, and allow the industry. But at the same time, I want to be able to make sure that we still do some of it, like what we do here. So the residential side for the average man that's building their home and stuff can have an option.
Okay.
They can go to a third party, or they can still go through the same route that we go. Because I don't want the industry to overprice itself, where the smaller man can't afford an inspection or to do a report to be able to submit into planning. So we're going to take a balanced approach into it. So what it will help is a lot of the commercial, the industrial, the hotels, anything like that are being built, to take that real burden and weight off of the department itself. It would definitely help and it actually will help speed up for developers too, because those that are saying that they're behind, can no longer be able to blame planning,
right,
and saying that they're paying this high interest rate on their loan that they're taking out for their development. Will be able to hire someone now to be able to do directly their work to be able to get it done.
One of our first WhatsApp messages this morning, the person says you didn't address the Barkas Park nor the removal of sand from the Bosun Bay cemetery. And they also go on to say that they would like to construct a storage shed for their backyard. And trust me, it's only for storage. What are the requirements? Do I have to submit an application to planning department? That one I would suggest that they contact the planning department for the specifics on that. If
They can contact them, but again, yes, you have to submit in to the planning department that you want to build a shed. It's a lot more simpler depending on what size the shed is. What you go it gets a little bit more complicated if you're adding electricity and stuff into it, depending on what you want into it, right? And what you're going to utilize it for. But yes, you should go in and put in an application to planning. It's not as hard as people think may portray it to be. And we're going to be doing some communication work on this, some comms work on how people can work at about this 10% add on to their homes and how they do for the sheds. There are some stuff that we're looking at. We're part gazebos of certain sizes that you don't need planning permission for. So we're reviewing some of the things now to be able to separate, to make things a lot more easier. OC, just to go back to the Barker's Park, because I don't want to make nobody think that I'm
trying to dodge it.
Trying to dodge anything. I'm not here to dodge anything at all. I am big enough to know that I can take my licks anytime or hit them on straight on. The Barker's Park has been something that's been on every administration's foot door, and I can tell you, as Minister of Lands, any land that comes up in the Barker's area for sale, I will be bringing it to the government to purchase. We want to purchase as much as the Barker's land. We want to preserve the Barker's land. And what I can tell you is that the lands department, from the lands department of zonings and stuff, we are looking at a legislation for national parks. So that is something that we have already taken on, and the lands department is already, I would say, well, not directly the lands department, but the deputy chief officer for the lands department is already taken under their umbrella that they're moving forward to be able to get legislation for national parks, and it'll be another part of our zoning going forward.
Okay.
And then the Bosun Bay sand, it's unfortunately that they're moving the sand from the Bosun Bay graveyard. What I can tell you is when we're doing the graveyards in the north side is that usually when we dig out a vault, all the sand is spread back out on the beach. You utilize what they're going to utilize for the building, but otherwise on that, it's always spread in there.
Right.
I know of one incident that happened over I think maybe over the holidays or maybe sometime in December time, and it was just a mishap that they were told that the sand was to be able to put at another site, and that was it. But the minister, Minister Kathy Wilkes, had contacted me about that. So she had got a call about it, and we got it rectified and of the problem. And hopefully that problem don't come back again. Should not come back again, because we've told them already that all sand should be spread out back on the beach that comes from the graveyards.
Okay. This person says that they realize that you're not the premier and just a minister with limited responsibilities, but can you speak to the government's plans to tackle the high cost of living?
That's a good one, I can tell you. OC, that is on every single body's radar at every time we meet. And it's funny right now that actually came up, but the government has a retreat that we're getting ready to do, and that is the number one topic that we're going to be looking at in our retreat, of how we're going to reduce the cost of living on pretty much every sector that we can look at going forward. I think the government has, if I had to give the government a scorecard for what we have done, I think we've been doing excellent work. We've been moving on. We've been head on with decisions that previous governments have shied away from being to be able to deal with. And I can tell you, cost of living is on our radar now that we have got the budget out of the way. Everybody knows their mandate of what they have to do. We first got in. We have new players with us that had to quickly get caught up on everything. But now, getting dropped in the Lions, I always call it the Lions Den for your first year, and learning to either swim or sink. But everybody's submitted their budget. We've got a budget that's passed. The government's well on its way to be able to look at some things. I know some of the main things that we want to look at is the electricity in the country, the fuel, food security is another one. Definitely, that's always been on my radar, and how we're going to be able to open up more to some of the other countries to allow to be able to get food from there, to be able to lower the cost of food, but also helping at the same time how we're going to help ourselves grow what we eat.
Okay. Want to go to the break now, or do we want to take a caller before we go to the break? We got to go to the break. I believe we have about 3 callers on hold. We're going to return to the phone lines as soon as we return from this commercial break. So just asking all of those callers on hold, please be patient. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. None other than Minister J. Ebanks in the studio with us. We have 4 phone calls. We're going to try to get through all 4 of them before we go to the next commercial break. So we're asking each caller to please be as considerate as possible. Let's grab our first caller on the landline. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. For the Record.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing, Doc?
I'm okay. And good morning to Minister Ebanks J.
Good morning, Doc. How are you? Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year to you. OC, I've been holding on now for some over 20 minutes.
Wow.
And you know, I'm always glad to be a guest on your show. but I was told that I was the call after the last caller. And then you went to the to read all of these things about what people wrote in to say. I think callers should have priority over people who write in and who send things by WhatsApp.
I agree with you, but this morning, because I encouraged them to send them in by WhatsApp because they stood a better chance of them questions being asked. But I apologize for that, Doc. But you know how it goes. You've been in here.
So, Minister J.
Yes, sir.
I hope to keep being. It seems to me, but what Police used to tell me when I was to go to court when I was at the magistrate's court. McPhail, he says, you're beating a dead horse. I have already made up my mind about the matter. So you can talk, you can persuade all you want, but I am not changing my mind about that. Well, this traffic thing, it ain't going to get any better. It's not going to get any better, and it's not going to run any smoother. And I have always said that the answer lies in the Constitution of the Cayman Islands. The Constitution of the Cayman Islands provides that a premier can go to the governor and say, Governor, give this minister responsibility for this particular subject that you have in your portfolio that you are responsible for. We already have precedent for that. You're not going to get anything done with traffic unless you have a Caymanian person who's in charge of the traffic. People sitting in high offices and putting up signs and cameras are not going to help. People don't care about no cameras and about no signs on the sidewalk. You have to have enforcement. You have to have people who are on the road. I noticed that planning has enforcement inspectors and so forth and so forth. So is the immigration department. There is no inspectors in transport. Inspectors. You should have inspectors who can get on the bus at any time to see what's going on, ride the buses to see what's going on, and so forth. These people, you cannot leave people to police themselves. They're not going to do it. People are not going to police themselves and say, oh, well, nobody is looking, so I am going to keep within the speed limit. People don't do that. You have to enforce people to do that. And there has to be penalty for when people break the rules and regulations. It took me 1 hour and a half yesterday to leave my house to get into Georgetown by the Bobby Thompson lights, and it takes me 2 hours to get home in the afternoon if I leave at 5 o'clock. It takes me 2 hours to get home. I stay in my office until after 7, sometimes 7:30 to try to guide myself home. One of the things I see, the Christa Thompson roundabout, traffic is coming, 2 lanes of traffic is coming from the east-west arterial way, and 2 lanes of traffic is coming on the Shamrock Road. And they're all meeting there to try to get on that roundabout to go towards town. Neither one will give the other way. The people coming from the right has the right away, and they will crowd into that little space there around the roundabout, and the people coming from Shamrock Road are bender to bender and coming in and out, and I so frightened that something is going to happen there, and you're going to have an explosion or something there. You have to have someone there in the morning who can regulate that flow of traffic. Otherwise, it's going to be worse, because the longer roads you make, is the more traffic going to be on them, and you have to have enforcement. You have to have traffic policemen, traffic department who can monitor the roads in the afternoon and monitor the roads in the evening. You have a dancing policeman. You have a dancing policeman in Georgetown who if he hadn't been there, you would have a whole line of traffic jams right in that little intersection there on 4th Street and the Seaman's Way. But you have someone there who regulates the traffic to make people get across the street and so forth. You have to do this. You have to push the envelope. If I was elected, I would be in the governor's office. I would be in the governor's office every day.
You're absolutely right, sir. I've mentioned this before, that I do think that the traffic department for the police should be with the license department. And I've said it before, we call them highway patrol, whatever name they want to come up with it. But we need to have a dedicated officers that are just going to be for the traffic.
Exactly. Just rigmarole of I see them in the police cars, and the traffic is holed up for miles and miles and miles, and they've put on their siren to get through and gone. This is not working, and we are building a roof to fall on our own heads. This is what we're doing in this country, and the problem is we need enforcement regulations. We need, like for the transport department, you need to hire some transport inspectors, and they will get onto the buses. That's what happened in other countries. In Canada, they get onto the buses, and you don't know that they're on the buses, and they watch to see what's going on. They get off the buses and they go on another line. You just can't put up cameras at Soana or put up a sign and think that they are going to obey the sign. They're not going to obey the sign.
Yes, obviously we can see that happening right now. But Doc, you're absolutely right. One of the things that we're looking at right now, and we started to do, I've got permission from the government from last year. What we're looking at doing is actually taking PTU and also putting them a part of the license department to allow them to be able to enhance them to be able to move a lot more easy, a lot more better, more efficient, because we've been hearing back and forth with some of these departments or some of these units, they call them, and making them all as one. But then, again, hiring more bodies that we need to be able to enforce the law. It's a section that needs to be full. But the problem is that there's 1 or 2 enforcement officers there, but there's not the law doesn't have the teeth for them to really push the enforcement where we need to push it to. And that's the changes that we're going to be making in the law also, to be able to put either it's a 1, 2, 3 strike policy, and after that you lose your license or whatever. But I'm happy to debate this in the day of the week of how the government thinks that we should be able to put this forward. But there needs to be some fines for people that are not upholding the law, especially on the bus side of it. So when they break the law, we can start to hold them accountable. But again, as you say, maybe we need to put some ghost riders out there. And maybe I will do that. You know what? I can formally put that out there now, that I will be hiring some ghost riders to start to take some of these buses to see the behavior and record the behavior that's happening. and so that we can start to put some enforcement so the bus operators can look out. I will be putting ghost riders out there.
Exactly, and we have big enough pants. We are bold enough and big enough to be able to do some of the things that the Constitution in the old days gave the governor to do, and now have been transferred into the modern Constitution. You know, there was a long time ago, over 100 years ago, a case went to the Privy Council from Canada, and the Privy Council, Lord Sanka, said the Constitution is like a living tree. Sometimes you have to cut the branches, and sometimes you have to grow them out. We just can't continue saying, well, that's the governor's prerogative. And
Yes.
so we have this is our country.
We need to challenge it every now and then. Yes, sir.
Doc, I want to thank you.
No, but I thank you for all of that, and I can tell you that we're both on the same page, aligned with the same way, and the thinking are going the same direction. We're going to be able to make some of the changes that we need to do. But again, I do agree with you. We need, sometimes it takes a little bit more force our arm to do things, to get things done the right way.
Thank you very much, Doc. We have to go to a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. How many callers? We still have 3 callers on hold still. When we return, we will continue to take those calls. What I've done with the WhatsApp messages, I have basically written down everyone so I don't have to open each attachment, numbered them, and have the main issue that the person has written about as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Hey, new drivers. Don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're back to 4 callers again. We're going to take those 4 callers, and then we're going to pause the calls for a while because I have about at least 8 WhatsApp messages that I haven't gotten to as well. Next caller, good morning. And of course, we're asking each caller to please be as brief as possible. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. You're late. You're late this morning.
To your
So on a late, just like how the last caller complained about being on for 20 minutes, and then you take him and give him, I don't know because he's your co-host or what, you give him a whole segment.
Well, I got to give him a little bit of slack, you know.
Yeah. So what about my slack now? How long have I been on?
I'm going to give you enough to hang yourself.
Happy New Year to the honorable minister here.
Happy New Year, Lord Graham. Happy New Year.
Yeah, honorable member, you're the kind of minister that you can't even call in and accuse you or criticize you of not doing something. I can't find that criticize you about. So even put nice soft chairs out opposite of your house on the seaside for you to sit in. You saw that photo, right?
I saw the photo. I checked my cameras. I saw you were there, yeah?
Yeah. Minister, on Monday, there was some springtide seas on the 7 Mile Breach. No bad weather, just springtides. And those springtide seas were coming up to the end of the vegetation, right? So is there anywhere that we can remove that high water mark and get it back to where it used to be? Is that possible? Because people walking on the beach were not able to walk because they would have then to walk all the way up directly in the property, owner's property, to get across. And it wasn't a bad weather, just springtide seas. But the seas were coming all the way up to where the high water mark's supposed to be. Now, when you get up to seascape, those houses there condos wanted to build closer to the sea for some reason, and look like water is about now, high water sea is about to go into their property. But now it look like planning have given them permission to build a wall away from their property, closer to the surf. So what's going to happen there too is we got to lose that beach also. Whenever that wall have been completed, I was there and I see where they dig the trench and they're putting in the steel to erect a wall there. So I think we need to pay more attention to what's happening on the beach, because sooner or later we not got to have on the beach. And if you go down to Pinnacle, the Governor's Residence, Great House, all those places that have set back really far from the surf, they all have beach. The West End, the Ritz, Coral Stone, all those places have nice long beach. But all those that have built closer have no beach. And that's the reason. The reason is because they built too close to the water edge.
Okay,
I think we need to.
What I can tell you, sir, is that I have one of my first meetings next week is with the Department of Environment, and that is something that the legislation that we're looking at changing right now, coming up, is we're going to define the high water mark on that particular corridor there. So we will be coming up with new high water marks along there. That will be a fixed mark, so we don't have to worry about how that moves or adjusting any. And when the beach is ever replenished, whatever, this will be your marker that you will not be able to pass anymore. So we are working on that right now, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. But that would be something that I would love to see happen and have that ready by the first of this first quarter of this year.
Okay, Lord Graham.
Right. Yeah, running me off now.
We know you understand, though. We know you understand as well as
all right, later.
Dr. Mark.
Later, guys.
Okay.
All right, take care. Have
Let's
a good one.
Grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, and good morning to your esteemed guest, Minister J. Ebanks.
Good morning, Mom.
My goodness, Minister, I feel it for you. I did not honestly realize how many subject areas you're responsible for. This is Lorna Bush, and you probably can imagine some things, but they're not all to be aired publicly. However, I heard you tell an earlier caller that if he left his number, you would call him right after the show.
Mhm.
Now, I don't suppose you can get to everybody right after the show, but I am Lorna Bush, and my phone number is 923-3325. And there are some matters, but there are one or two that I'm hoping I'll be able to squeeze in right now.
Mhm.
There were so many topics that I wanted to talk about, not realizing that most or all of them fell under your stewardship. The first one, and this one's been bugging me big time, is the Public Lands Commission. And I didn't know that was you, but apparently it is. Now, there's two particular things on the Public Lands Commission. One is the blatant land capture by the Ritz-Carlton and the Westin Hotels. Both of those properties had public beach access that was drivable. I can't say the exact, whether it was 20 or 30 feet, but I have driven in there so many times before. Now I notice on the Ritz, theirs is chained off and it's called a fire exit. Fine, I understand the reason why the hotel needs a fire exit. I want to know, did they acquire that lawfully or did they just take it upon themselves to rope it off? Because there is a public beach access on the other side, which is their land. Why didn't they encroach on their own and get the extra footage needed for the fire lanes over on the south side of the property? The piece that I'm referring to is on the north side between them and Villas of the Galleon. The Westin is between them and the governor's residence. And if they keep edging in closer, that governor's not going to be able to go home soon because they're going to take that right in. They have used what is a public beach access driveway size and annexed it to their property. They park containers, their work trucks, their maintenance stuff. Make a note of that. I'm going to drop that one off real quick and try to get to another one. You referred earlier to the 7 Mile Beach Park. Now, were you referring to the public beach on 7 Mile next to the Indigo in Kimpton where you're going to be hiring all these people, or were you referring to the entire 7 Mile stretch?
No, we were at that time when I was talking about the public beach next to the Kimpton and Indigo.
And you're going to put more people there?
We're going to be looking at putting, for right now, what I've always called them is maybe like park rangers.
Good. And don't refer to looking at putting. Can you be a little bit more assertive? We are going to put park rangers there because it is absolutely necessary for people's safety and for our appearance and reputation. It's a disgrace.
I agree with
Barker's Beach. There was a question about Barker's Beach. No. And you mentioned that you would be acquiring any land that comes up for sale in Barker's. I just think people need to know the differentiation between Barker's Beach and the Barker's National Park. There's no public beach in Barker's. All of the beach in Barker's is privately owned by the DART. Every scrap. The public has no beach in Barker's. What is the national park is where the beach property ends. I don't know the depth of it, but I'm expecting that it would be 300-400 feet in some areas. But wherever the DART property ends, then the Barker's Park starts. No beach access. Now, in all fairness to the DART real estate people, they put excellent facilities there during Easter when they know the camping out. They put receptacles, the huge ones that are picked up. They put out the porta potties, and
they do.
It becomes a very,
They do. I can say that they do.
Oh yeah, it becomes a very decent place for the Easter weekend campers. But then they're picked up right after, and I can't wrong those people for doing that. As a matter of fact, I'm saying kudos to them for what they do over Easter. But the problem is the Barker's Beach area is a very highly utilized and used place. And thankfully, up to now, the private ownership has not restricted public usage. But it's used every single day, and there is not one not one garbage receptacle or the big, why can't I remember the name of the big green ones that,
The large dumpsters. Okay.
yeah, not one dumpster, not one garbage thing, not one porta potty, not one. And I go up there often because it's a place of restoration and rejuvenation for me. I have seen where people have camped and they have actually put their stuff in bags, not camped, sorry, like go out on a Sunday or a public holiday, and everything is bagged off nicely, neatly. I'm presuming they couldn't hold or they couldn't fit it in their cars to take it away, or they didn't know that there's no garbage collection, but it stayed there, and then that area is home to thousands, I would think, of wild chickens. So it's not long before the animals tear it apart. You go, it's a mess. 2 weeks later, Rotary or somebody goes with this big cleanup. They're getting all sorts of honors because they're cleaning up the beach, which if we did our part, wouldn't necessarily require that, and not to take away from the service clubs who do this.
Caller, I'm going to ask you to abbreviate it a little bit. We only have about 15 minutes left, and we still have several callers on hold.
Just that land capture that's going on right now at Prospect Point, right next to the monument. It is in progress as we speak, and if planning would go out there, they could stop it before cement is poured and they take in our thing. And I thank you so much. And Minister J, please call me.
Thank you very much.
I will, Ms. Rona.
Thank you very much, caller. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC and
Minister.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good
morning. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored beyond all measures. Minister, I want to say I am 100% in agreement with Dr. Matfield with what he had to say regarding our public transport and stuff. We heard about secret shoppers. There are lots of ways we can utilize to get information. You have secret cameras that you can put like secret shoppers on board these buses and go from one end of the island to the next, and it's recording all that you need to see and all that you need to know. I think that would be a brilliant idea. Also, as I've sent you photos of our public buses parked off at public beach, waiting on tourists while people are along West Bay Road waiting on buses. This is something that continuously has been reported. I personally have handed in statements, pictures, and nothing. There's just no one being held accountable. My other issue is planning, regarding with planning. I know there's a law with 5 years limit that once 5 years has passed, there's nothing can be done to a structure or anything that has been built. Now, my question is, if a report was made before the 5 years and the 5 years passed, shouldn't that report still be auctioned and dealt with, even though the 5 years has passed? Because a lot of times what I find in the communities is when stuff is reported, it's been dragged out and the 5 years have passed, and they just say, "Oh, we can't do anything about it because 5 years has passed." But I feel that if it was reported before the 5 years, it should still be auctioned. Something should still be done about it.
Well, it would be on file, right? And if a report came back up again, the enforcement officers should be able to give evidence that there was a report made 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, on this particular property. Enforcement was sent out. They gave the person the opportunity to bring the property up to the standards it needed to be, if it can be. And usually, if it's not dealt with, then it goes to the magistrate, to the courts. I can tell you, there's been several enforcements that are out there, because I had people call me all the time and tell me they're headed to the magistrate now because of this or that. And I said, well, there's nothing that we can do about it. I mean, they give you the time frame of what you have to do to correct it. They put the fine on there for you to pay, and then if you don't do all of that, then you're headed off to the courts then. I could say within the last year, I know at least probably I could venture to say 8 to 9, 10 people have contacted me and saying that they're headed to court now because of stuff like this.
Okay,
so the enforcement team is out there doing their job. They're not that they drive around looking for the work, but as anytime they do get a call, they go out and they do their enforcement, do their due diligence. And that.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. 2 more callers left. That's that must be the new math, Miss Susan, because that's the 5. But anyway, landline caller first, and then the WhatsApp caller. Those will be the last 2 callers. First caller, landline. Good morning. Please be as brief as possible. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor, and good morning to Minister Jay.
Good morning, sir. How are you? Happy New Year to you and your family.
Happy New Year to you,
and the very, very same to you.
Thank you.
I think you're talking about a most relevant subject this morning, that of traffic and its growing problems. But there's one which I would like to bring to your attention and the ministers, and that happens every single evening with people coming through Hearst Road or Newlands Road, as we refer to it, turning in on Edison Drive, driving through the subdivision to the left, and coming out on Ellicott Drive, where these rogue people come out there, and people who are like myself and everybody else who's going as we should on the main highway are stopping and allowing 6, 8, 10 cars out of there every single afternoon. And they don't seem to understand that there's people there killing the traffic behind them. And I have seen them drive through by Simboco restaurant just to try to get ahead. I have seen them turn off the road. I forget the name of that one, but drive along parallel to the road by the Royal Palm Trees, had to come out on Ellicott Drive, and doggone it if people in the traffic who's going as they should stop and let them out. I think that deploying police there to stop those people and send them straight back into Horse Road would give a lesson. And the other problem is happening as well in the road that the bypass that has been put in recently that comes out like right opposite Agricultural Road that goes into the agriculture ground. That is killing traffic. It is painful every single evening. And you will, like Mr. McField said, people will not discipline themselves. So I believe that something should be done. Police could be deployed to stop them from doing that. But I know you're rushed for time, so I just wanted to say that. But every single evening it's happening.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. What's up, caller? Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O'Connor.
Morning. How are you?
Okay, and good morning to Mr. J.
Good morning, sir. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, you too, man. About 7 years ago, I read in the newspaper there was a shortage of coconuts around the world. And I know that the government has 300 acres in East End. And if it's possible that the government could take 10 acres out of that land, and the machine that they use at Beacon Farms to crush the rocks, if the government would be able to buy 2 of those, have the land cleared, and start planting some coconut trees, and then we're able to find work for our young people, maybe from the areas in the north side and east end. And I have a lot of people who always ask me, what does Cayman have that we export? So I think government should work towards this. And also coconut trees are known to be able to withstand hurricanes, even Category 5.
Well, what I can tell you right now, last year I had put in a order for coconut trees. I have a full container coming next week, at least the end of this month here. I think it's either 1,700 or 1,800 coconut trees that's in that container. And this is the dwarf coconut trees. We have three different varieties in there. It's the green, the yellow, and the orange. And that's exactly what we plan to do. We see a shortage of coconut trees. The coconut water industry is moving in the Cayman Islands. You can barely get a dry coconut nowadays to make your salt beef and beans or anything else, anything you want to use it for your Cayman style rundown. So what we have planned to do is we're actually going to do exactly what you said, is that we have identified a piece of property. We are going to plant off a few hundred trees on, and then we're also going to be selling these coconut trees out to individuals.
Yeah, I spoke to the director yesterday, actually, and the whole program was delayed because the part of Jamaica that you were getting them from, they were heavily hit by, impacted by Hurricane Melissa.
Correct.
As well. Yeah. Thank you very much, caller, for that. So, Minister Jay, what I'm going to do, I have something like about 8 other messages, and I have basically abbreviated them, and I'm going to pick the ones that no other caller may have touched on before. One has to do with water usage on the public beach, and I'm controlling that because it seems as if persons have been abusing that. And the other one, I'll give you 2 at a time. Mount Pleasant / Badabino Road flooding, where DART owns the property there. The person says that after those apartments being built there, they have lost several mango trees, or in the process of losing more because of the flooding in that area now.
Well, I can speak to that very quickly because OC, that was one of my first meetings that I had on Monday morning, coming back in after the holidays here, and the NRA group team, the director, has figured out exactly what they're going to do there. So they will be actually putting a culvert along that property and bringing the water down, and they're going to carry it down the culvert a few hundred feet down the road, and then bring it across to allow the water to be able to drain from that area into another section of the area, and then that could be filtered out into the North Sound afterwards. So he's studied this area for quite some time. What I can tell a caller too is that I would love to, or the person that will send in the WhatsApp message.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to, I think government needs to buy that property. We have written to the owner already before, and in the last year, or maybe the last year or two, to try to find who the owner is of that property. We thought at one point it might have been a dark group, but it doesn't seem it's them.
Okay.
But we want to be able to try to buy the property. Because what I want to do is try to reserve that property, because I do realize down in West Bay there that particular piece of property controls a lot of the water flow and the neighbors next to it. It's a property that can be used to run cattle on throughout, or do some kind of a livestock farming on it for a few months out of the year. But then when we do get the rainy season that we thinking, we need to be able to put some wells out into the property itself to help drain the water down, but allow the new culvert that's going to be put under the road to be able to carry that water out. But what I would not want to do is to see that property develop, because it will harm the houses around the neighborhood there.
And if it stays into private hands, the likelihood of it being developed, so if government acquires it, then...
If my lands team is listening to this, I'm going to ask them again to please write that owner again and see if we can find that owner. If we can't find that owner, I am going to ask the government to see if we can compulsory acquisition this property. It is in West Bay. We need to protect the property because it will harm the homes. I've been out there. right after some of the rainy season. I know the water comes very close to coming, and matter of fact, it probably goes into some people's homes, but it's like inches from going into their door. So I realize what the problem is out there, and but we have to protect the property so that it can continue to be the runoff for the neighborhood there. So if we can't find the owner, I'm going to ask the government to compulsory acquisition of the property.
Okay. The other one, I got to share this. It was really kudos to you for the great work that you're doing, and a big shout out and kudos to the NCFC as well. The last one is the feral chicken, plans for the local chicken, and I'm not sure whether or not you got an opportunity to respond to Mr. Gilbert McLean's issues that he presented in relation to the Agricola Drive spot, as well as the Savannah Meadows.
Yeah, I didn't recognize some of the names of the roads that he said, but I agree with him that we need to have some policing out in the areas. I can tell you, I know my comms team is actually listening to the radio show, so they are taking notes of everything that is coming in. We will pass on the concerns and see how we can get police officers in certain locations to help try to move the flow of traffic. I will ask my chief officer to actually take that up when he meets with the commissioner, and how we could actually go move forward with that. The Agricola intersection, they're working right now on building the roundabout, because I reported to the director this week, it's two things you need to do. The road is becoming a serious gridlock, or you need to get the roundabout completed. And I actually told him, I said, you need to get the roundabout completed before February the 14th. So
exactly.
Because I need it done before Agriculture Show. So the word is that NRA has promised me that roundabout will be completed before Agriculture Show. And hopefully that will be able to transition and move the flow of the traffic a lot better. I've seen where they started to move the fencing around from some of the homes there. And as yesterday afternoon when I was crossing through, they were grading in and they were hammering down some of the rocks, so they're well on their way. And I've been promised that it will be completed for Agriculture Show. So I'm holding the director responsible for that one.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, on the land side by Mr. Charlie Watler's house, it seems as if you're going a little bit more to the northeast.
That's correct.
There.
Yes. So you've seen recently they just moved all the chain link fence way back into the yard where we take up that section there.
Exactly.
So so that roundabout is be completed in February, mid-February here now.
Okay. Our endangered feral chicken.
And then the chickens. Some people may realize that last when we had the bird flu going on, we put in this part that we were going to start to cull some of the chickens. We started the culling program, but it was only within the farms that was being affected at that time. And we just went around to some of the other farms that were neighboring, because we wanted to make sure that we're controlling and testing the areas to see that we had the bird flu contained into that one location. Now that we have actually gone from there, our next approach now is that we have actually started to put into the legislation, into the laws, so that we can actually start to be able to do the culling of the birds. I know the director is ready to go. What we will be asking now is for the funding to be able to put into it, because we didn't have the funding before from the previous when we had submitted our finances, because this has happened just recently down in November. So we didn't plan on it. But now that we have it in place, now that we've done it, and we're seeing it's a problem, there will be a culling going on for birds. I assume at the next finance committee, we could actually put in the funding for it to be able to allow this program to get going. I'll allow the Minister of Finance, I guess he'll announce whenever that is. But as soon as we have the funding for it, we will have the program running.
Minister, you have said so much this morning. I'm not sure that you got anything left for final comments, but I'll give you that opportunity.
Thank you so much, OC. I mean, I almost feel like we could stay there half the day today.
Yes.
But OC, we have, the agriculture in my ministry have always sponsored the Cayman cook-off. That's something that we have been heavily involved in for quite some time now. I was at the Ritz last night for their for the section of the barefoot barbecue that they did out there. It was very excellent. what I love to say is that the reason we got involved into it is because we wanted to bring the agriculture sector to the tourism sector. So we wanted to see what we had to offer. And last year we had 5 farmers involved into it. This year we have 15 farmers involved in it, where a lot of the produce that your people are tasting and eating out there is coming from our local farmers. We have one of the hotels now that is strictly only doing local eggs, and it was because of the entrance of this program, where they're doing almost 400 dozen local eggs a week.
Wow.
From 2 farmers. So this niche little market of Cayman Cookout was able to open the door to the agriculture sector, to get our people, to get our farmers into the tourism market, to be able to display, be able to show that stuff that we grow, the meat that we have here, is just as good as anything else that you can import. And I'm headed off to our next cook-off right now. It starts at 11, I think 11 to 2 o'clock today, down at the Ritz-Carlton. I'm pleased to say that it is something that this cook-off reminded me, someone asked me to explain it last night.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this actually reminds me of almost Christmas Day for the farmers, because there's so much money that gets put back into those farmers' hands with the bulk of stuff that the chefs are buying from our local industry.
Great.
And then seeing the exposure to and then having some of the top chefs around the place actually cooking with our local products. So I think it is a great teamwork that we're involved into it.
Mm-hmm.
We look forward to continue to be a partner with it, continue to push our agriculture, take our food security very serious for the country. We see everything that's happening around us. That's something that we definitely need to deep dive deeper and deeper into. It's something that I'll be looking forward to doing something later on. I'll announce it on probably one of your later shows. But
Okay.
coming up in March, I want to do a different program for food security. But OC, thank you for having me today. I want to thank all the callers, all the listeners that was out there, all the WhatsApps that we got, all the texts that I got, all the people that I need to return calls to.
I have one more to share with you as well.
Okay, and we really didn't even get to deep dive into all the other stuff that the departments are doing, right? But I mean, there's a lot that we have to do, and I want to go back to because it's something that's right on my radar right now. Is the beach access. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is I actually have asked my team already, we spoke about this yesterday, is we're going to create some nice Cayman looking signs for our beach access to be able to put back out there. We're going to get them all cleaned up. I want to have them roped off, chained off, exactly that they are a beach access, public access, so that people know where they're at. We have an app that you could actually identify all the locations are. We're going to make sure that there's none of them are being blocked. I would take I will go through and make sure that the team walks through to make sure that we don't have no beach access blocked. We're going to also take serious this situation, and I drove through South Sound twice this morning, twice within the last week. Sorry. The South Sound dock, heavily used for commercial. We have to do something different. I cannot have everybody parking and taking up the parking lot when the fishermen want to, and they can't find a way to park.
Right.
And we have all of these vehicles parked in there. We have all of the dive operators utilizing the dock, putting pressure on the dock, and then government needs to come fix the dock. We're going to have to look at some changes in legislation when it comes to their trade business license, that they need to do something. They need to be able to have somewhere where they can berth. They're going to have to go down and buy a slip from one of the marinas, something. They have to do something else. Cannot continue to utilize that. And what I want to do is...
Been getting a free ride for a long time.
And I told my team, I says, look at the enforcement side. If we need to put a fine in the enforcement law into it, I want to be able to put it there. On the sign, it will show that what the fee will be and what you'll be charged. And if we see vehicles sitting there, we will be stickering them and starting to enforce the law for them. So please, I'm telling you all now, stop it. You cannot continue to block up the ramp like how you've been doing. All right. Thank you. We'll
Thank
see.
you. Thank you.
Always
Thank you
look
very
forward
much.
to being here with you.
Thank you very much.
Anytime. I guess maybe we can schedule another one to get back on next month. Yep. Or if you have a free day that somebody's dropped out. Or
We'll certainly let you know, definitely.
Or if the opposition doesn't want to come talk with you, you can always rely on me.
Or you can come with the opposition.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind. If they invite me, I'll come. I'll come.
Great.
We can have a good debate that day.
Yeah, Miss Susan, I've broken all the rules, internal rules this morning. Not sure if I'll be on next on Monday morning, but if I am, I welcome you to join me. Don't forget, join Charlo, Mr. Charles Glidden at 12:15 for Talk Today. Folks, have a safe weekend as well. And we, as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
Absolutely.
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money,